I couldn't sleep that night. His words kept echoing in my head. You gave me the most beautiful chapter of my life. I kept wondering, did he really mean chapter? Was that his way of saying our story had ended? But love doesn't end with words, does it? It lingers, in the little things. In the cup I still make for two. In the raincoat that still smells like him. Soft pause. Next morning, I went to his gallery again. It was closed, but the caretaker handed me a brown envelope. He left this for you, he said. My hands trembled as I opened it. Inside was a letter, written in his handwriting, sound of paper unfolding. Dear Mayor, if you're reading this, I hope the world has been kind to you. I didn't want to leave without telling you this. You taught me how to see beauty in everything, even in pain. I was never brave enough to ask you to stay, but maybe that's what love is, setting someone free, even when it breaks you. Soft inhale, tearful tone. I could barely read the rest. My tears blurred the ink, but somehow, I could still feel every word. He ended it with one line. If we ever meet again, let it be under the rain. It had been weeks since that day, but one evening, while I was walking home, a voice behind me said, Seems like destiny still doesn't want you to walk alone. I froze. That voice, that same warmth, that same tone. I turned around, and there he was, soaked, smiling, standing under a broken umbrella, just like the first night. Ayan? I whispered. He laughed softly. Told you, love always finds its way back. I ran to him, and for the first time in years, I didn't hold back my tears. The rain poured harder, but we didn't care. Because after all the silence, all the pain, our story had found its ending. In the same rain where it began. They say love stories end with a kiss. Ours began again with one. After years of pain, distance, and silence, we finally stood face to face, drenched in the same rain that once tore us apart. That night, we didn't speak much. We just sat quietly, watching the city lights blur through the rain. Ayan smiled. You know, I almost forgot what your laughter sounded like. I looked at him. Then remember it now, because I'm not going anywhere this time. Soft laugh, music rises. He took my hand, and for the first time I felt peace. Not excitement, not thrill. Just peace. It's funny how love changes when you've lost it once. It becomes softer, slower, more grateful. We didn't need forever anymore. Days turned into weeks. We started sharing our little world again. Coffee in the same cup, books on the same shelf, dreams whispered in the same silence. But life still had its ways to test us. Ayan's gallery got an international offer, an exhibition abroad for 6 months. He was excited, but I saw that fear in his eyes. The fear of distance again. I said softly, Go, Ayan. I waited once. I can wait again. He smiled and said, This time I'm not leaving you behind. You're coming with me. I laughed through tears. Because after all the heartbreaks, we Fina Ali learned how to choose us. Just today felt like enough. 6 months later, his exhibition opened in Paris. Every photo told a story, but one wall was different. It wasn't about art. It was about us. Photos of coffee cups, sunsets, rain, letters, moments we thought were lost forever. And under them, one caption, Love doesn't die. It just waits to be seen again. People clapped, but I couldn't, because I was crying, smiling, feeling everything at once. He came to me quietly and said, You see, Meher, every time I clicked a photo, I was just trying to capture you. Soft breath, emotional pause. That night, under foreign skies, I realized home isn't a place. Rain again, same piano from part 1 returned softly. Years passed. We grew older, calmer, but every monsoon, we'd sit by the same window and relive that first night. He'd still tease me. Running late again? And I'd smile, only to find you. Gentle laugh. One evening, As the rain started, Ayan held my hand and said softly, "Promise me, when I'm gone, you'll still love the rain." I didn't answer. I just rested my head on his shoulder. Soft silence. Months later, he was gone. Just like that. Quietly. Peacefully. But the rain never stopped coming back. Now every time it falls, I open the window, smile, and whisper, "You kept your promise, Ayan." Soft fade out. Piano ends with slow heartbeat sound.
They say, some people don't enter your life, they return to it. I didn't believe that until the night I met him, under the rain. It was cold, almost midnight, the kind of night that smells like old memories and half-written stories. I was running late, shoes splashing through puddles, and out of nowhere, someone held an umbrella over me. He smiled and said, "Seems like destiny doesn't want you to walk alone tonight." His name was Ayan. And I don't know why, but even his name sounded like calm music. We walked together for only 15 minutes that night, but in those 15 minutes, he made the world feel softer, quieter, and safe. He offered to drop me home, but I said no, because strangers don't stay. Except this one day. Soft emotional pause. Next morning, I found a note tucked in my bag, a tiny piece of paper with words that said, "If you ever need shelter again, you'll find me where it rains." I laughed. I thought it was silly, but 2 days later, I went back to that same street. And he was there. Light guitar plus background hum. We never planned to fall in love. It just happened between coffee sips, long walks, and silly fights about nothing. He would tease me about my obsession with books. I would laugh at how he always forgot where he parked his bike. Slowly, the world shrank to just us, two souls, one heartbeat, one shared playlist. He said once, "I don't need promises, just stay until you don't want to leave." But life never listens to love. I got a call, a scholarship abroad, my dream, my future, and suddenly I was standing between love and life. He smiled when I told him, but behind that smile, I saw something breaking. "Go," he said softly. "Dreams are not meant to be sacrificed for love. But if it's real, it'll find its way back." I left, and he never texted again. 3 years, 3 long years. Cities changed. Seasons passed, but sometimes, at night, I still heard the rain whisper his name. I tried to move on, new friends, new places, but nothing ever felt like home. Then, one evening, I got an invitation. Photography exhibition by Ayan Malik. My heart skipped a beat. I went there, quietly, trying not to be noticed. And on the wall was a photograph of me, standing in the rain, laughing, taken that very first night we met. Below it, one line written in small letters. She never knew. I loved her even in silence. I froze, my eyes filled with tears. I wanted to run to him, to say everything I'd kept buried inside. But when I turned, he wasn't there. Soft rain again, same as the beginning. That night, I sat by my window again, just like before. Rain tapping softly, heart echoing with everything unsaid. And then, my phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. It said, "I hope you still like the rain." My hands shook. It was him. I typed, "I never stopped." But before I could send it, another message came. "If you're reading this, I'm probably gone. But Don't be sad. You gave me the most beautiful chapter of my life. I broke it down. Because love doesn't end with goodbye, it just changes its form. That night, I whispered into the rain, Ion, you still live here, and touched my heart.